What is up, everyone? I am Gray with Across the Multiverse, and I just finished the solo campaign for Remnant 2. So, hot off the presses, I thought I'd swing on in and give my review of it. I played the last part of the campaign on the Twitch, which is in the description. So you're welcome to come out and hang out with me whenever you might see me live. There might be a little bit of Lies of P on there too. Maybe in the coming days, or maybe even later today, depending. I just came in to give a quick review. I think this one is going to be a little shorter than my last one. We are going to hit some of the similar price points, or some of the similar review points. Than I had hit on in my initial review of the co-op version. That being, we're going to talk a little bit about price. We're going to talk about we're going to talk a little bit about price. We are going to talk about builds and how I feel like the game just kind of generally plays from the solo perspective. So, kind of starting off with price. With the standard game, not $14.99, $49.99. As a solo game, I do believe that there's still a lot of content. There's a ton of builds. There is a lot that you get for that reduced price tag. For the standard edition, for the deluxe, what do you get with the deluxe edition? Let's be, thorough. Here we go. With the deluxe edition, so with the base game, it's just the base game. From the deluxe edition, you get the base game and a survival pack, which, okay, sure. Not the survival pack. You get the armor sets, which, okay, sure, some cosmetics. And then the biggest one is, so that's $10 for some cosmetics. I don't know if that's worth it, in my opinion. I would probably say either get the standard edition or the ultimate edition. Because the ultimate edition is the base game, the 3 sets from the previous game, a survival pack, which I believe just gives you some additional consumables, and a DLC bundle. And it bundles in the DLC. So you could still get the actually, what I might recommend is just getting the base game and then buying the DLC from that if you don't care about the 3 armor sets. They're okay. I have them. I got it when it was the ultimate bundle was even sub $50 for a sale for Black Friday. So I 100% would say that base game for the price that it is offered is really, really good. The DLC for $10 gives you a lot of content, gives you new class, gives you some new guns, gives you some new equipment, some rings and some amulets. Definitely those 2 things are worth the price alone. to kind of get into the gameplay as a solo player, it's fun. You're more self-reliant on you, so you need to fine-tune your build a little bit more, I would say, if you're going through the game just by yourself. I recommend there are a lot of support options, whether that be damage mitigation, just outright healing, or like I know the Challenger can tank, so if you wanted to do like a weird mix of like a damage tank or something, you could do that to offset a lot of the damage that would be coming in. So it's definitely not a bad idea to kind of play around with your build. But I would say that maybe not, you're going to want to go a little bit more broad. You're going to want to be able to do more things, cover more bases when you're solo. Then when you're with multiple people, you kind of have the option to kind of play a little, you can be more hyper specific and play a little more fast and loose in your gameplay. When you're playing solo, it's going to be a lot more tight. It's going to be more similar to a Souls game in that aspect. So if that is something that you like, then I would recommend picking it up. The builds, I would say, still in the solo, it's not bad to play one build over the other. There are a few pet class builds that if you want a buddy, there's the Summoner and the Handler. There's also a few other builds that can kind of help round out a play style with that secondary class. It's very good. I ran a Ritualist, which is the new class from the DLC. They're primarily focused on dealing a damage over time, or like status effects. With the Alchemist, which is a kind of support-based class that is supportive around buffing. Then outright doing healing, they do have a healing option. There's damage mitigation, an attack speed steroid, and an outright heal that can pick up down targets or down players, which is good if you are playing with other people. So you kind of have options to flex into whether you want to be damage mitigation support, if you want to give everybody on your team an attack speed steroid, or if you want to play more of that healer role and heal and be able to pick people up when they go down. For this, I was doing a weird build that was mostly elemental or like status effect damage that would heal me over time, and then when I would kill targets, I would get health back as well. So healing from dot damage, healing from gun damage, healing from killing enemies, that would give me health back over a small period of time as ticks. So I was really, really good at killing mobs and staying alive, and could play a little bit more loose, not having to worry about getting beat up. And then I would swap off for bosses for another ring that regened my health when I would use specific stuff. It doesn't matter. So that was the build that I was using while I was playing and going through the game, and it was fun. The only thing that I would say about it is that, obviously, the mistakes that you make are going to be even more apparent as you are playing through the game. You'll end up probably getting a bit more frustrated, as a lot of the stuff that you would normally be able to get away with when playing with another person, you can't really get away with now. Obviously, all stuff from playing as a solo player. You feel a bit more of the Souls-like when you're playing with solo than the Borderlands that you're playing with other people. So my overall score for the single player going through Remnant would probably be a 7 out of 10. Games are always just more fun with people, but I do think that this game, or actually, no, I'll say that solo, that this game is an 8 out of 10, and co-op, I think this game is an 8 out of 10, and there's some reasons, though I will say that maybe we'll split the difference. Maybe it'll be a 7.5 for single player and an 8 for co-op. Yeah. So 7.5 for single player. I do think the game is a fantastic game. It is supposed to be a challenging game. It's hard. I will say that it is less hard when you have more people, obviously. And it is more fun to be able to play stuff like that with friends, which is always fun. And I would say the half point difference between the two is it feels, I don't want to say that at any point in time this game feels unfair, but from going from playing co-op to playing by myself, I would say that the game at some points does feel like it probably is more in mind for people who are going to be playing co-op together. So even if you are a solo player, you can still open your world or join on other people's worlds to either play with them or help them out. So that is definitely something to consider. Though I do not think the game is bad in the slightest. I think that there are some Souls games that lend themselves better to being played solo, and then some games that lend themselves better to be played with other people. I just think this one is probably one that's better to be played with others. So my initial review for single player Remnant from the Ashes, Remnant 2 from the Ashes. This is the first one. Remnant 2, I think, is an overall for both co-op and for single player is probably gonna sit at that 8. If you can play with friends, play with friends. If you can't play with friends, you can always play with randoms, or you can play by yourself. There's a lot of content to go through in this game. I still haven't even gotten all the stuff that I want for my first character, and there are 5 character slots, so you are 100% able to go through this game a ton of times. I hope that a few more DLCs come out. The DLC that came out is fantastic. The Awakened King is really cool. I wasn't able to get through the Awakened King. I got it rolled on my campaign, but unfortunately I didn't get all the correct tiles that I needed to go and do all of the extra side stuff for it. Mostly I wanted to do the stuff with the Red Prince. Wasn't able to do that. I know you can always go through in adventure mode, go through it again, which I probably will. I would say that there is one thing that if you're playing solo, I would recommend trying to get a few of those unlockable classes fairly early. Do some looking around online, figure out what you might want to play or what sounds fun, and go from there. You're probably going to want some survivability or utility. That's all I'm going to say. So yes, overall score for Remnant 2, in my opinion, is a solid 8 out of 10. I think it'll probably only get better as they continue to update the game, as issues are kind of worked out, and if any more content for this game comes out, that score will probably go up, as long as the content is good, obviously. I'm not going to pay $10 for something that I don't feel is worth $10. And if they come out with something similar to the expansion that they came out with, if they release something else, just like that, then I think that this game will be fantastic. So that has been my single player / overall view of Remnant 2. I hope that if any of you guys like these more review style, just kind of off the top style reviews, that you just let me know. Reach out in the comments. And in the words of the illustrious Brindley Mulligan, get in the comments. And yeah, this has been Gray with Across the Multiverse. And I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.